What's up, YouTube? So here we go. This is nastiness back here. Those 3 spot welds you see, I had to drill some holes and put in some new metal. Now, jumping right in. I cut out another piece and we're about to start welding it in. Gotta tack it in first. Tack, tack, tack. Then you'll get a really good shot of where I'm gonna start welding this thing in. Now up in the window channel for the rear window is where there's a little bit of overhang, and we're gonna cut that off once we're done welding this thing in. Now here's a really good shot. You're gonna see some good angles of some tack welding. Take your time. You're not laying a bead. You see how it's zip, relax, zip, relax, zip, relax. Let your puddle cool down. If it gets too hot, you're gonna get a lot of burn through. You see how there it's hot? Let it cool down. Zzz, let it cool down. Zzz, let it cool down. Okie doke, here's that overhang that we're gonna cut right there. I left extra metal there to be able to cut it off and align it to the channel, to the window channel. So here we go, chop, 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 chop. And once this is cut off, you're gonna see me get a flathead screwdriver and pull back the window channel metal. So I can pull that back and weld it to the top of the metal that I just finished welding in. Tap, 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 kind of give it a little shaping there. And here we go, I'm about to grab the flathead, so you'll get a good angle at the end of this. Here, I'm pulling it back. That way I can get it as nice and tight as possible before I start welding in to the window channel. That's where the metal was really thin. It was super, super thin there, so just be really careful when you're welding in spots like that where the metal's a little bit thinner. And now that I got it close, tap, 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 light, light, light. Get it as lined up as possible, and I'll show you the shot here at the end of what it's gonna look like before I start welding that in. And right along that edge, on that top edge is where we're gonna weld in. So let's take a look at it. Sorry, the camera's a little shaky, but not the camera, me. Right there. Right there, we're gonna weld those 2 pieces together and close it all in. All right, so here's where we're at. There's no way around this. It's ugly, it's holy. I mean, you can almost put your finger through there. We're wrapping things up over here. I'm gonna take care of this burn through right there. And then this is pretty much squared away, ready for shaping. This is nasty. You're gonna get a piece of metal, come right up underneath it, weld that in. So one of my friends asked me why it is that I only wear a glove on the hand that is holding the nozzle or my resting hand and not the one that's pulling the trigger. It just interferes. I find it easier to squeeze the trigger when I don't have a welding glove on that hand. And it's not really in the line of fire with sparks or anything, and it just makes it easier for me and more comfortable, that's all. And here's what it looks like with that last piece and that burn through up top filled in finally. So from here, gonna just hammer down and start shaping. Then we'll get ready to lay down some filler. But let me catch you up on everything else that's going on. So while I was taking a little bite, I had time to think about what I was gonna do with this rear bumper. and ultimately decided, you know what, let's just weld it in, fill it, and shape it into the body of the car. Some of the bolts to get this thing off were just being a pain in the butt, and I thought, you know what, this would give it a really cool, unique look to just kind of shape it in once it's welded in and make it unique to the car. So this has been a very, very, very long project. The hood, front fenders have primer, so I started wet sanding some of that. I'm gonna make more videos showing you wet sanding, showing you how to spray primer. It's been a crazy ride with this car, and we're just inching closer to the finish line. Once I pull this thing into the booth, gonna make a lot more videos and really catch you up to speed on what it's looking like. I'll reveal the color that the owner chose for this car. He's a good friend of mine. He's a buddy I met through a truck club for classic F100s in Central Texas. Really, really great guy. Former Air Force, so, you know, proudly serving those who serve. And yeah, I'm just really, really, really excited to get this done. It's been a long road, but it's really coming together. So yeah, hope you've been enjoying the video so far. Many, many more to come. Stay tuned.